Sincere compliments
Welcome to the
to
Liberia TV network. I'm Francis
Liberia audiences following the press briefing from the Ministry of Information. We'd like to, on behalf of the Ministry, welcome you to the historic Charles Bayon conference room here at the Ministry of Information, Cultural Affairs and Tourism. Today is Thursday, the 8th day of January 2025, and we are back here to do the job of the government, to speak on behalf of the government of Liberia to various developments that are unfolding in the country. We climaxed the year 2024 by launching what we call the year in review. Time could not permit us to have every entity of government here to outline their accomplishments, and so that initiative has spilled over into the new year. Today we have the Labor Minister, Honorable Councillor Cooper Derrick Craw, come to provide you an accomplishment that they have made at the Labor Ministry during the year that has just ended. We will also use the opportunity to outline his vision and the prospects of the Ministry of Labor for the fiscal year 2025. Of course, the Labor Minister will probably introduce members of the delegation when he mounts the podium. A lot is happening, and we have to speak to some of these issues as a government. Yesterday, we listened to the joint press conference that was held by the Liberia National Fire Service and the Liberia National Police. At that press conference, they provided preliminary updates into the findings from the investigation into the fire incidents that occurred at the Capitol building. And they said to us clearly that from the preliminary investigation that they have conducted, they have ruled out electrical shocks, and that the fire that got at the building was as a result of an arson attack. We went on to say that they have identified some persons of interest, and those persons of interest are encouraged to continue to collaborate with the ongoing investigation. On that note, we'd like to commend the men and women of the Liberia National Police and the National Fire Service Bureau for the level of professionalism that they have exhibited so far. We have consistently said that it is good to remove politics from some of these things. The Capitol building is a seat of the Liberian democracy. And an incident of such magnitude, following back and forth in-house fighting, the impacts that have been happening on Capitol Hill for the last couple of months and weeks, it was good for them to investigate. And we want to encourage members of the public, talk show commentators, to treat this matter with some level of sensitivity. We will politicize it. We will not get to the root cause. We will not identify the culprits. The perpetrator will not be identified. And so let us give the professional security apparatus, the professionals within the security apparatus, the opportunity to do their work. Still with the LNP, they have announced that calm has been restored to Lofa County, specifically Jonestown, where there was an incident that led to the death of an adult, a lady, and those who were arrested as suspects. One of them committed suicide while in the police cell. So the police are making significant efforts to hold accountable those responsible for the violence that resulted in the burning of the magisterial court and the Liberia National Police Station, the LMP police station on Tuesday, January 7, 2025 in Johnstown, Electoral District number 4, Lofa County. On 1st January 2025, the LMP Lofa County Police Detachment received a report regarding the alleged murder of Modongo Kiripo, an adult female resident of Johnstown, by unidentified individuals. In response to the report, community members requested the youth chairman to verify the situation on ground of the allegation. Upon verification, the information was confirmed that the act of murder has been committed. The authority in Lofa were contacted and the police moved in swiftly. They arrested some individuals, and one of the suspects, we are told, was detained in the police cell wearing two jacket or something, double suits, and one of those suits was used in the process to hang himself. When a death has occurred, the community is mourning, and people who are believed to be responsible for that act have been apprehended. And in the event somebody dies, people go on the rampage, destroying public infrastructure. Look at us as a country. We are lagging behind. And with the bigger resources that we have on the way to build a police station, and something happens, the first thing you do, you burn down the court, you burn down the police station. So if you burn down the court, how would justice be administered? If you burn down the police station, how would they enforce the law? We'll continue to urge citizens to desist from these acts of violence. If they didn't help us yesterday, they will not help us today. We can always address our grievances through constructive dialogue. And this doesn't just start with the burning of police station. An accident occurred, the next thing you look, angry mob set the vehicle ablaze. Just in Samoka town, I think the day before yesterday, another vehicle was set ablaze. All of these acts of violence troubling signals in our country. We have to respect the rule of law. Because in the absence of the rule of law, in the absence of the police officer, in the absence of the court, society, the community will become very brutal. And you don't want that. So we use this video to reaffirm the commitment of the government to ensure that the perpetrators of the violence that led to the burning of the police station and the magisterial court, they will be apprehended and they will answer for their question. Investigation into the death of this elderly lady continues, and the LP has assured us that they will furnish us with updates as they gather them so that we can inform the Liberian people. Our attention is drawn to what has become an ongoing debate. There's an attempt by some members of the public to liken the government led by His Excellency President Boyka to that of former President Weah. This comparison is being done. We are following it. People are comparing the first year of the former administration to the first year of the Backwardness government. We have to weigh in on the debate because the public space has to be sanitized. And so our attention as a ministry is drawn to comparison between the XY CDC government first year in power to that of the government headed by His Excellency President Joseph Mabwaka. As the spoke entity of the Liberian government, we wish to clarify that there can be no parallel between this government and the former regime of President Weah, which is an embodiment of failed legacy, riddled by corruption, impunity, and unfulfilled campaign promises. The administration of ex-President Weah will be remembered as one of the most controversial and disastrous periods in Liberia's history. It was an era marked by widespread corruption, mysterious killings of professional auditors, an environment of insecurity, the disappearance of 16 billion of our national currency, the failed 25 million mop-up exercise, and a profound failure to deliver on the dividend of democracy to the Liberian people. It is no doubt that the regime of former President Weah left Liberia as a divided nation, disillusioned, and struggling with the aftermath of unaddressed injustices. In the first year of the Weah presidency, he built 16 condominiums for himself, demolished existing properties and rebuilt them. Allegations of corruption quickly took the center stage. High-ranking officials and close allies of former President Weah were implicated in scandals involving embezzlement, bribery, misallocation of meager state resources. Millions of dollars in public funds were either misused or diverted into private hands with little or no accountability or legal repercussion for those involved. Public infrastructure projects, which were promised as a means of improving the economy, were riddled by inefficiency and overinflated costs, further exacerbating the country's financial woes. Rather than instituting measures to combat widespread corruption, the administration of President Weah's response was one of denial, cover-ups, and protection for those in power. Key government agencies like the GSC, LSCC, the IAA responsible for investigating corruption were either sidelined or co-opted, leaving citizens with little recourse for seeking justice. The once promised anti-corruption by the CDC government turned out to be little more than empty rhetoric. In contrast, the Backwardness administration in its first year has demonstrated substantial progress, influencing economic, social, and political dimensions of the country, thus laying the groundwork for future accomplishment. For example, the Ministry of Finance has ensured macroeconomic stability. They have stabilized the economy and lowered inflation. We have achieved a growth rate of 5.1% in 2024. We've crafted and prepared for the formal launch of the National Development Plan, which is aligned with the Sustainable Development Goals of the United Nations. Timely disbursement of civil service salary. We have qualified the country for the second compact. We have decentralized fiscal activities. We have established local government fiscal board for annual expenditure ceiling. We've qualified Liberia for the extended credit facility. We service debt obligation. We will show public sector investment plan. These are just some of the good things that are happening in the first 11 months of the administration. Look at the Ministry of Public Works, making sure